If you want to be able to buy the most expensive players and open the best packs in FC24, go to u7buy.com to buy your EA FC24 coins. It's cheaper than buying FC points and just as reliable. With their already amazing prices, you can get an extra 6% using promo code Inception at checkout. Okay guys, so we just finished the reviews for Barcola as well as Crespo. Long story short, we had a WSBC and then we had a major LSBC for price value, where the price value is really cooked. Anyways, today we have a new evolution that we're gonna go ahead and check out. This evolution today is pretty saucy, to be honest. A lot of these upgrades for some of these defenders is like really crazy. I'm seeing a lot of Intercept Plus, so I'm assuming that they're giving Intercept Plus in this evolution, which is, let's be real, man, it's a really big play style to work with. It's definitely something that you have to give most of your midfielders and attackers, right? You just have to do that. So this one is apparently going to be a paid one. Is it a paid one? Supreme Defender 125k. You get Bruiser, W playstyle, Block, W playstyle, and Intercept Plus, W playstyle. I mean, you can't go wrong with that, to be honest with you. You can't, right? Intercept Plus, it's just one of those things where it's worth the coins for, right? If you improve specific cards in your team, because it's literally this whole game. If you don't have Intercept Plus, even when you are manually defending, these guys they just don't want to get the ball, to be honest with you, right? So we have a lot of selections. So the one that's trending the most right now is starting off with Bisseck's card. So this card can be evolved with the Incisive Pass Master first into the Supreme Defender afterwards. Now, to be fair, Bisseck did have a Team of the Season card before, and obviously if you've been improving that one, you get some pretty good improvements, especially if you got that Foot Champs version, right? Because of all the stuff that you can give him. But the difference between these cards is obviously in playstyles in certain areas, because obviously with the Champs version, you don't get the Intercept Plus, but you do have the regular Intercept. And to be fair to the Team of the Season version of this card, Jockey Plus, Block Plus, and Relentless Plus are all W playstyles, because Relentless allows you to use the second man press in a lot of situations that ends up being incredibly helpful, right? It's a very underrated playstyle that people don't really look at too much when it comes to defenders, especially in the fullback position too, right? That helps out a whole lot, right? Like, I think fullbacks that have Relentless is, I think if you have defenders that have Relentless in general, it's a really important thing to be able to move as much as you possibly can, right? But with this version, Incisive Pass on the card still a good playstyle to have. Jockey Plus, Intercept Plus, but he still has very good regular defensive playstyles too. He's got the long ball pass to work with as well, which I always tell people is very helpful to work with when you are transitioning forward from the defensive area into the attacking areas. It's a very underrated playstyle, especially when everyone's basically being marked. So yeah, you can't really go wrong with that selection, right? For a cheaper alternative, especially if you didn't upgrade him during the champs period, it's definitely very nice. Akanji is also another improvement. So obviously you got the showdown victory, you showdown winners boost it. People will have this card like crazy. This card is going to exist in many people's teams, probably waiting for an evolution. There's also people that probably put him into an SBC at this point. But yeah, the thing about this one is that it's a little bit more wasteful. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of like evolution in the future that's probably going to happen, because you are wasting the Intercept Plus on this card. What you would be getting is the stat improvements, which for some people they actually would want. Like, we got to be honest, some people would want that because on a Shadow, his pace is perfect now, right? On a mostly lengthy with very good physical stats. So just the pace improve, or just the stat improvements, would honestly be enough for people, because I'm telling you guys, bro, like, working with Intercept Plus is insane, right? So I still wouldn't, put it past people to actually do this evolution, because even if the playstyle plus is being wasted on the card, he's still amazing in game, right? So, and to be fair, some people might even do that anyways, right? It doesn't really matter as much. So we got Centurion. I'm pretty sure this is Centurion, right? Dynasties? Centurion. Centurion was, that's right, Dynasties. Yes. Okay, sorry, I forget the promos, man. It's been a minute. Anyways, 90 rated version of Maldini. There was obviously this one as well. I didn't even remember that there was two different versions. So you get the baby version of the card, who can get improved as well on a Shadow chemistry style. main problem, here's the thing about Maldini. It's a weird one with him, okay? Because Maldini usually has very good defensive animations, right? So to be fair, an intercept plus would be nice on the card, but he does lack physical presence at this point in the game, which is hard to say if he does actually lack the physical presence, because I'm pretty sure he has like his own body type. Average and normal? It's not unique. It makes you think that it's unique though, because honestly, he has like really good animations. It's like one of those things where it's like, you guys know how like when I use Benzema as a striker, and there isn't things that explain why he moves so well in game, like attacking AI wise. Like it's like Maldini with defensive animations. Like he just performs well in game. So that's why he's a top choice, because I think in game he just has the right defensive animations in a general sense, to be honest. Van Dijk gets an improvement as well. Obviously going to be a massive one, right? Going to be a huge one, to be honest with you. Aerial plus, long ball pass, intercept plus. Intercept plus for a card like Van Dijk is always going to be ridiculous, right? He's just one of those cards where it's like, you know, you give him a shadow, you boost the acceleration, you boost the sprint speed, defensive stats massively increased. You don't care about his acceleration as much as you would on somebody else. Like you still care if you play specific defensive tactics, of course, but this guy has the most insane defensive animations, right? And he has all of the playstyles, right? Intercept plus, he's got the jockey, the anticipate, the bruiser. Like intercept plus will only add to the card, and most of the times he will play very defensive tactics anyways. So a card like Van Dijk is going to be crazy, and he's so crazy, in fact, that he has many cards that are actually trending in this evolution. Like there's also another one over here, right? From the inform into formidable inform into supreme defender, and you get even more improvements, right? This one has a little bit of extra pace to work with in the acceleration department, right? So there's going to be many versions of Van Dijk that you're probably going to be able to improve on, right? There's this one as well, or it's probably the one that we just checked out. Hard to say. But oh yeah, look at the price difference. Look at that. 439k price difference. Holy dude. That's insane. You have some other good options as well with cards like Araujo, right? Who gets some pretty significant improvements, I will say, because this card from the Ultimate will be extinct or go up in price like crazy. 95k goes up in price. Not like crazy, like 400, but like Van Dijk, because people know that Van Dijk's built different in this game. Araujo on a Shadow Chemistry style still looks pretty decent. Main thing that's a problem with the card is obviously like on the ball dribbling for meta, right? On the ball dribbling is a little bit off for sure, but on a Shadow Chemistry style, as a defensive player, he still looks like he's well formatted, right? Pace is in a very solid spot. Defensive stats are massively increased, right? To basically be perfect. And then your physical is already in the mid 90s area and up, right? So that's obviously a really big deal to work with too. Playstyles wise, he has a bunch of very good playstyles. Bruiser is there, Block is there, Block Plus. Well, Block Plus is there, but Jockey is there, Anticipate is there. So to say he doesn't have any defensive capabilities would be wrong, right? Because the card obviously looks very nice. Do I think that people will probably go for a little bit more meta? Yeah, but in this game, you need to be in the absolutes area for defenders because they're horrible to use after that patch. But yeah. Capita, another option here who does get the improvements. With this card, is he not a lengthy on a thing? I think so, no? Capita. No? Can't search it like that. Carlos Alberto. I'm assuming it's this one. Yeah, it turns out I don't think he is. Supreme Defender, and then you give him an anchor? No. You give him a shadow? No. Okay, so you could give him a shadow. People won't go in this direction as much, I don't think. I mean, the playstyles are nice. The playstyles are very nice, but not as much, I would say. Intercept plus is always going to be a W, but he already has a regular intercept. I think that people would want... I mean, to be fair, like, maybe as a center back too. Thing is, though, is that for people that have been completely just playing on a consistent level, like, these cards also exist. But I guess it depends on where you use them, because I think intercept is way more relevant as an actual center back. You know what I'm saying? Because right back, Relentless is fantastic. It's really good, actually. 695, 1.3 mil, 836k difference. Why? What happened there? Is because people saw the evolution and are like, oh, never mind. This version is the better one. I guess it depends. I wouldn't waste the evolution on that. I don't think. Ooh, Footbin is being slow bin today. Akanji, Araujo, Capita, Van Dijk, Konate. I think Konate will be a decent one, to be honest. If you didn't do the team of the season one, to be fair, it had some very good play styles. Like, this is a very solid card, right? Team of the season upgrade series 2, you could have improved him as well. Konate just has like that body type in game that just works, you know. I don't think he's like the absolute full meta is hard to say, honestly. I don't even know who I would give the absolute full meta to. But with Konate, I mean, you wouldn't be going wrong with this direction either if you didn't get the other one, especially because Relentless Plus, still a really nice playstyle to work with, right? Given the Intercept Plus and the Bruiser Plus would transform this card entirely, right? So obviously, in the defensive positions, Shadow Chemistry style to increase pace as well as defense and work with a good physical, it would still be a nice card in game, right? Reactions and Composure still in a good area. He still has a bunch of the other playstyles to work with too, right? So it's still a nice card if you chose him as an evolution option. Company from the blue card. What was this one called again? I forget. UEFA Heroes Men's. Went up 44k. Mostly because of the links, I would say. The links are something that people want to work with, I think. But the evolution version of this card on a Shadow does get drastically increased. Physical would be in a better spot, but 82 jumping. Would I work with 82 jumping with no aerial plus? I wouldn't. He does have a regular aerial, but I think it would have to be aerial plus to compensate for that, because then it would have to be, okay, I go in the direction of giving him an anchor, and it's like at this point in the game, I probably wouldn't do that or waste money on that card for me personally. Bisseck over here with another card, right? If he did the 3 evolutions as well, he's going to have a few options to work with too. Unleashing Potential, Incisive Pass into Supreme Defender. You get a pretty nice card here as well, right? With some good playstyle still. So can't really go wrong with that one. Saliba gets one as well from the blue card. So if you ended up doing this blue card during that time period, which was an expensive SBC, but honestly, he still performed well in game, just very expensive. Like, the dislike ratio was warranted for how expensive he was. But now that this card exists with the Intercept Plus, it does add a lot of variables to the card, because on the Team of the Season version, this card, I mean, also has Intercept Plus, Anticipate, and Slide Tackle, and he's 320k. So you can go with a cheaper alternative. The Team of the Season is that much, eh? Because, like, this card, by the way, is you would have to give the Champs upgrades to, because I did try him out. I just don't remember what he was like, because I try way too many cards. But Saliba, Champions Corner 2, Champions Corner 3, those improvements were definitely necessary for the card. So if you have that, like, you're chilling. The Saliba doesn't really make much sense, even if it's an SBC. I think he might have more potential probably in the future. It just depends on what they do with that. Let's see what else we have here. So Maldini, Shula gets one as well. Fly Tackle Plus, Anticipate Plus, and the Intercept Plus for the Champions League card. Honestly, he's not poorly formatted, right? Shadow Chemistry Style gives him a really good pace boost. Physical boost is in a good area. Does not have an aerial plus, but does have a regular aerial to work with 88 jumping. But I will say, at this point in the game, to try to avoid those like guys that are really using those physical type attackers for the headers, I think you want base card stats for jumping to be way higher, or a card that is formatted for the Anchor Chemistry Style. I'm always blind to it. Anchor Chemistry Style, and have the jumping being better, or just an all-around better boost, I would say, right? For the Borussia Dortmund links. This is from that one card. What is it again? Yeah, Winter Wild card. That's a waste because he already has Intercept Plus. I think I wouldn't mind doing that as much on a Kanji, even if he already has it, because the stat boost is really nice. But it depends on whether or not they drop more evolutions in the future, right? We always have to take that into consideration as well. So yeah, again, Bisseck has different options as well. We have Bade as well during that time period. If you did keep a hold of this card here into Incisive Pass Master, into the Supreme Defender, you get some pretty interesting playstyles. and you give him the intercept plus while working with good base defensive playstyles. Shadow Chemistry Style would drastically increase his card to be better in multiple areas. The only thing that he would be lacking in for meta, because people have like crazy high 90s nowadays for physical stats, is it going to be in the aggression department, right? So aggression could be a little bit higher for sure, but he still looks like a pretty interesting option. Nesta's too slow, so we're just going to remove that one right away. Cards like Williamson exist. Renard, 74 pace is low. Arsenal, this is more for the sentimental links, but obviously looks like a very nice card if you give him the improvements, right? The play styles that they gave him are nice. Shadow Chemistry Style would give him good pace, good defense. Best version of Timber's card. Can't really go wrong with that. It's actually a pretty nice option. Toure, from that one SBC that was released, does get another upgrade. I'm going to be honest with you guys, it probably transforms this card entirely, right? Because at first, with the Power Header Plus and the Bruiser Plus, it's like, well, he doesn't have the Intercept Plus. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, Intercept Plus is such a huge thing, but he does have the regular Intercept. I never ended up trying out this card, so I have no idea what he's like. But honestly, even when I did reviews in the higher divisions, I never seen him in people's teams. So he might not have been that crazy at the time. But obviously, with the new version having the Intercept Plus, maybe it's a little bit better. But it's always tough with these cards, right? Because with the stat improvement that EA gives them, you don't know if they're applying special sauce to them, right? Because sometimes they give stat improvements, but they're not like that crazy in game. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. They gave like stat improvements to someone like, was it Mukiele as the PSG right back that one time with the stat improvements? And I'm like, the card doesn't really feel that crazy in game, like, to be honest with you. So it's like, you waste that time doing that card, it doesn't end up being that good. It's like kind of cooked, you know? What else we have here? So we have like other cards too that you could go down the direction of, like Ferdinand and stuff. Do I think that'd make a lot of sense? Probably not. Stones gets a pretty significant improvement from homegrown team of the season, giving him interesting play styles. I mean, honestly, if I were to use this card, like maybe like actually CDM, if you can actually switch him there, which you can, it's just center back and right back with him. Another Araujo card. Endo gets one as a midfielder, which is very interesting actually, because this is his best card and probably not going to get another card in the future, to be honest with you. So as a midfielder, this is his best version for the Liverpool fans. Toughen up, pitch commander, weak foot pack or peak, sorry, I know, to go in closer a little bit. Supreme defender, shadow chemistry style. You work with lower sprint speed, but the usability increases a lot because of the Intercept Plus. And the Jockey Plus, by the way, is with Press Proven, Relentless, Bruiser, Block. A lot of good stuff. No shooting, but it's just a card you use as an actual CDM in your team, right? Dunk gets a bunch of versions from that card. To be fair, there's actually people that probably held on to some of these improvements and then, you know, did it into Team of the Season Plus Protector. Now you get a version of Dunk that is significantly better, works with an Intercept Plus, Shadow Chemistry Style to increase the sprint speed. Acceleration is still kind of low, but might have good defensive animations because, like I said, Intercept Plus really adds to these cards. And he also has very good passing playstyles too. So, again, can't really go wrong with that one. Varane, I don't really remember exactly what Varane was like at the beginning of the year, if I'm being completely honest. I think it was mostly like using Van Dijk, if we're being completely honest there. But from the inform improvement, Anticipate Plus and Intercept Plus is kind of a W, to be honest, right? It is his best version that exists currently. Shadow Chemistry Style would increase the pace to be very high with very good defensive stats. Physical stats would be in a good area except for regression, but as we know, Varane is usually that type of dude that I would say he has some pretty decent defensive capabilities for the most part, right? In the past, we all know that he had the right defensive animations on the card, so doesn't look too bad, honestly, as an upgrade as well. Can't really go wrong with that. Not sure how to pronounce this guy's name, but obviously if Nep has been improving this card, some very good improvements on him, right? With long ball pass, Jockey Plus, and Intercept Plus. Definitely a lot of very good stuff to work with. Very good center back. He could be a beast in game, honestly. All three of the playstyle pluses are really huge W's, to be honest with you. Like, really huge. So, can't really go wrong with that. Bastoni also gets one as well. If you got the Showdown Plus but didn't use the Evo on him, you can now put him into this. That drastically improves the card. What's the team of the season like? No Intercept Plus on him? He went up 50k. No intercept plus. So this actually has like an added variable to it, right? So if you did the SBC, you still had that card. 2 defensive playstyles with a third now that transforms the card, to be honest, right? On a shadow chemistry style especially, very good pace boost, very good defensive boost, physical boost also in a good area, and key thing reactions and composure also in a good area too. And in the past, when I did try out that showdown card, he actually did have some very solid animations, in all fairness, right? So can't really go wrong with that one either, in my opinion. This one is still processing on their side. Buongiorno gets one as well. 99.9 rating for Buongiorno. I don't know what he's like after the upgrades, but obviously on a shadow chemistry style, it looks like it has been massively increased in multiple areas, right? Reactions is very high on the card at a 98. He has Anticipate Plus, Slide Tackle Plus, and Intercept Plus on the card. And he looks well formatted, right? Serie A player, gives you Italian links, good base play styles, could be a very solid option as well to work with. Bastoni's going to have multiple options. Marquinhos, I think this might actually transform the card as well, because Marquinhos is usually not a player that I see a lot of people using, in all fairness, because he's usually like poorly formatted for the most part. But on this card, again, Intercept Plus, very, very key thing when it comes to the evolution being added. It definitely transforms this card as well. It might make his defensive animation significantly better. From the ice, is this the ice card, I believe? I think it's the ice card, right? Yeah. Pavlovic from the Foot Champs Reward, apparently. Shadow Chemistry style. There's gonna be so many options for this, man. Like, the options are gonna be endless, bro. Kerr gets one too from the Showdown. Bro, this list is gonna go on and on. Like, this is a crazy list. Crazy list. Guys, I'm telling you, bro, like, this playstyle, or this evolution is a really big deal, because Intercept Plus really adds a lot to these cards. The list will go on and on, honestly. Like, it's a really, really crazy evolution. I'm telling you guys this right now, that playstyle specifically, it transforms these cards, right? Like, even if you're going like the sentimental route with Davinson Sanchez, because you're making some sort of like Turkish league team with the Galatasaray players, like, you have to look. These cards already have base playstyles: Jockey, Anticipate, Aerial, Block, and Bruiser. Obviously, you have to test them out in game, because some players have all the playstyles and they still play very generically in game. But the playstyle plus being added to him, it transforms the card as well, because having the base stuff already there with higher defensive stats, good pace capabilities, you really can't go wrong with that as well. Mostly lengthy card. Konate, Toure, we've seen already. Kerr gets one as well. Jockey Plus, Anticipate Plus, and Intercept Plus. That's insane. That's honestly really good. Really good. Mostly lengthy on him as well. Links to the Monaco team, German links. That's why it's cool, because like some of these SBCs, right? And it's gonna open people's eyes for like next year's game if they want to build certain teams where it's like, okay, this guy is a player that currently is not a card I can use in the meta of the gameplay. It just isn't, right? But at some point, as these evolutions come out and as I want specific play styles on them, I can make them way more meta, right? Like, this is probably going to be his best version the entire year until he gets like another evolution, maybe if they do it for like footies or something, right? Because those are really big improvements. Maguire has a chained Evo. You can do Maguire on a chained Evo. Shadow chemistry on him makes him a lengthy player. Pace massively increased. Defensive stats increased as well. Good base play styles. Intercept Plus transforms the card as well. Another one there, right? Kimpembe gets one too. Bruiser Plus, Incisive Pass, Intercept Plus. If you go down the route of giving him Incisive Pass Master as well, with the 92 for reactions. So there's like cheaper alternatives for people as well, right? Isn't that like Schlotterbeck's brother? So you can use the Schlotterbeck brothers together? Because I'm pretty sure he has a brother too, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. But yeah, guys, the list is gonna be endless, man. Like, there's gonna be so many different things you can go with. Kim Min-jae gets a massive improvement. Right, some good stuff there as well for Kim Min-jae. Todibo from the SBC. Oh, you know, he didn't really get to a point where I really like. Boom, Intercept Plus, right? Makes him a little bit better. I personally believe you always got to go with like the absolute full metas for center back, especially. Yes, but you can see here that they're giving you a lot of sentimental options, right? Like if you did the Europa League Quates during that time and you're a Sporting fan, here's a new version of his card. Shadow, Intercept Plus drastically increases him. Usability of the card for the meta of the game drastically increases as well, right? So definitely a really W evolution. There's going to be a ton of options to work with, right? You guys can go down the list, search for the sentimental cards, search for like the full meta ones. Going to be a bunch of stuff to work with. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video today. I will catch you guys for the next one. Peace out, dudes. Love you guys.